This is it, the moment we've all been waiting for. It is the final day of the Isle of Man TT.
Yeah,
say it, Boothy.
You got that right. We have been waiting for it, haven't we?
All 2 weeks.
Yeah, and all day. But it looks like it's happening. With you not think?
You said earlier before we started, because it's the last day, do we get to bring our board games in?
Yeah.
And I think we should have.
Yeah. Well, I've got a kaplunk down there.
I think we're going to need it.
Maybe. Listen, I'm cautiously optimistic. It's dry now. I've had a look at the webcams on the circuit. Most of the tarmac round here is dry. It's going to be damp in places because we've had a lot of rain this morning. But let's keep our fingers crossed. We're going to get 4 laps of Senior TT tonight.
What webcams have you been looking at?
Oh, webcams are on the island.
Oh, the weather ones.
Yeah, no, not them ones. No.
What have you been doing, Thomas?
All sorts of stuff. Some TV stuff, bits and bobs. But basically, waiting for this job to start. It's the senior. Everybody wants to get it going. It's dragged on. It's painful for riders, painful for the marshals and everybody. But instead of canning it, Gary's gone, hang on, we've got a window. Everybody be patient. And he made the right call earlier on because then people can go and enjoy the island a bit. Fan park's been great. You know, riders can just chill. And then we'll start back again, hopefully at 7 o'clock. There's a course inspection at 6. And they will tell us properly if it's safe enough for the lads to send it on the super bikes.
So not only is there a course inspection, the lads get to go out and do a quick lap as well if they want to. If you were in the senior, would you risk going out there and checking the conditions, see where it is damp, see where it is a bit greasy, or would you rather go fresh into the senior, not risking getting stuck somewhere, potentially on one of your bikes?
I'd go.
I'd go for it, but I wouldn't go for it on the bike that I was going to do the senior on.
Right.
I'd take a super stock bike or a super twin or anything if they would let me.
If they let you, yeah.
If they let you.
But I would go. I'd go and have a look.
Yeah.
And then you've just got your eye in a little bit. You know what to expect because you know 230 horsepower super bikes on slicks. That's quite a machine for this course. So if they're entering somewhere under the trees, a bit damp, they want to be knowing. And then either approach it with caution or go, no, by the time I get here, that'll be dry. I'll just send it.
Potentially, could they go out on this inspection lap and go, it's still too risky?
Yeah, of course they can. Yeah.
Right. Could can the riders make that call? Because I don't know if they can or not.
I should think
yeah,
so.
if they all got together and said, you know.
Right.
But you get such a mix of rider here. You know, you'll get Irish road lads like Dunlop, Sweeney, etc. Yeah. They'll go, yeah, just let's go.
We'll do it.
But then there'll be other lads who are a little bit more cautious and think maybe that's not for me because they haven't had that sort of schooling. So ultimately, it comes down to what Gary thinks of the overall review of the course. It's travelling marshals, all the guys he has to rely on, and then it'll come down to them to make a decision.
Right. So depending what happens in the next couple of hours, we're either going to see an amazing final banger of the amazing Senior TT, or you'll be joining us very shortly where we will be very disappointed, as will all the fans, because the TT has been cancelled, canned and done for another year.
Well, they're only the senior.
Who knows?
Before we go
on.
I want your predictions.
Okay. I don't think it's going to go ahead.
No. The rider.
My prediction is I don't think it's going to go ahead.
All
but
right.
if it does, I said earlier, David Todd.
Okay.
Dean Harrison.
Oh, Michael Dunlop.
Okay, let's see who's right.
The issue is tonight is that obviously we've had the weather we've had today. The course is dry, but the wind speed is obviously significant, particularly over the mountain and indeed on various areas of the course. Bearing in mind rider safety, I'm afraid that the senior race for 2025 is cancelled. Thank you. Control out.
Shut up, Chris. To be back next year.
It will be back next year. This is it, the final outro of the daily roundup. I'd love to bring some positive energy. I'd love to bring you the Senior TT winner for 2025, but we don't have one. And unfortunately, my prediction that I made just a little bit further down there came true. We didn't see a Senior TT. Last time the Senior TT was cancelled, can you remember?
COVID.
No, sorry, I thought you told me
2012.
earlier.
Well, the last time it was cancelled for wind was 1957.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, nice start.
So
For wind.
for wind, yeah. So we used to races getting cancelled or postponed for water, damp track, rain, not for wind.
No.
But yeah, it has been cancelled 1957 for wind.
So last time it was cancelled, the Senior TT.
I think it was 2012.
Gary Thompson's first ever Clerk of the Course.
Oh right, is that right?
Imagine having to be the first time ever Clerk of the Course going,
Good
oh, by
shout,
the way,
Christopher.
I'm not putting the Senior on. But he's had to do it again for the second time, like you said, for the wind.
And he won't happy, bless him. He's had a very, 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 him and that team, all the marshals, riders, liaison, everybody who's involved in it. They've had a hellish week, 2 weeks trying to put everything on. And it was actually on schedule, weren't it? On schedule till today, and then they knocked it on a few hours, did everything that they could, but he had to make that difficult decision with big talks with the riders. He let some riders go out and have a sighting lap, have a look themselves. All I can say is that these lads and ladies who ride around this course aren't scared. That's why they're here.
Yep.
And they all want a senior win or a personal best. They all want to round the week off. So if some of them have gone, hang on, this is just too much, you've got to listen to them. Simple as that.
You have to, yeah.
We were in a position, weren't we, where after that sighting lap, some of the guys had came in and said, look, it's not really fit to race on. There was one or two that were happy to go, but when you have a good handful of riders saying it's not really fit to go, and then the organisers say, yeah, we're going to run it anyway. What you'd probably end up having is a lot of riders riding because they're contracted to, with a bit of pressure from themselves or the teams or whatever.
Or they can see a result in these conditions, an underdog result, something like that. They've got their own personal agenda, everybody has, which, of course, that's fine. But you've got to have a governing overview of somebody who's level-headed, takes everything into account, and makes the right decision.
And says enough's enough. Enough's enough. Because if you send the lads out and something happens, we'll all regret it. And when the track's dry, it's a hard decision to make. But the wind was so gusty, and to get to race around here, to attack this course, you've got to be inch perfect with your lines. In fact, there's a section there, St Ninian's Crossroads. If you're not inch perfect with your line, you can't do that fast. You can do it flat out on a superbike if you're perfect with your line. If you're 6 foot off because the wind's blowing you to either side, you can't get through. And by that point, you're going too fast. So
this is what we talk about with riders on the track. Say, oh, it's a bit wide there. It's a bit of a late entry. That is, when the wind does that for you, you don't know where you're going to end up on the exit when you're doing 140 mile an hour in 5th gear or whatever. What it is. You can't account for that amount of, whoop, I'm offline. Because the lads and ladies around here give everything and have to commit corner after corner. Not just the stuff that we see on the TV cameras, but under the trees, in the places where you never ever actually get. They're going horrendously fast. And if there's a gateway open, if there's a break in the wall that was protecting them from the wind and they get a gust, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Dead frustrating, but I think there was a bit of a collective sigh of relief down in Parc Fermé when they kind of canned it for this year, because we've come back
round of
next
applause, weren't they, from the grandstand,
Yeah.
from the spectators.
Yeah.
That says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've never been down in Parc Fermé when there's that many riders all chatting to each other amongst each other, and then just crowds around them trying to hear what they were saying. And yeah, like you both said, I think that it was the best decision. You're never going to make the right decision because everybody wants to go racing. But if you make that decision to go racing, then again, it could quite easily be the wrong decision. So we don't have a Senior TT winner. So what I want to just briefly catch up on is your rider of the TT. I'm throwing you under the bus a little bit because we'd not planned that, but give me your rider of the TT.
That, Chris. Sorry. It's your thing.
Throw everybody under the bus. And quick thinking enough to be able to give me an answer. Like
Nathan Harrison.
There you go. So you knew it.
Well, my man of the TT is Michael Dunlop's engine builder, because I said it before, every race that boy goes out on, he's got a very, very fast bike. But rider of the meeting, do you know what? I'm going to say James Hillier because it's a long time.
Really nice bloody bloke.
Bloody nice chap. It's a long time since we've seen him on the podium, and he's still got it. He's still one of them riders that's right up there, and give him the proper machinery. It puts it on the podium, and that's what we saw him do it in the first Super Sport race. Possibly would have seen him do it in the second Super Sport race. Things didn't go his way, but yeah, James Hillier.
Reasons for Nathan?
For Nathan, all that adversity, injury, losing his mum, you know, and pulled in a big effort to come back, to be fit, to run that little team that he's in now, you know, with his dad and H&H Motorcycles. Brilliant little team. Still got some support from Harvey Beltram at Honda Racing UK. And instead of, you know, letting it all get too much on him, he's actually gone, hang on, no. I've still got goals. There's still things I want to do. And he's just gone forward. Amazing lap times. You know, fourth in that first Superbike race, you know. Just a really good performance, and it's nice to see somebody dig in, find the form, and come back strong, and you know, start clicking them goals off and starting the TT journey.
I like it. And then
Who's yours?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, mine. Oh, do you know what? I was going to go Lee Crawford and Scott Hardy in the sidecars just to give them a shout. They did it all on a standard engine. They probably didn't expect to be on the podium, and they got on the podium twice. I think that certainly deserves a shout out. On the solos, I would go with someone I just had in my mind, and now it's completely gone blank.
I'll fill in.
Jordan.
All right.
Paul Jordan.
Because you look like him.
No, because I think from the
Does a bit,
Northwest.
doesn't he? Yeah.
I mean, I take that as a compliment.
If Paul had a greyer beard,
and was older,
Yeah.
and was from
If
Sheffield.
Chris were better looking, we'd been near.
But I think from what he did in the Northwest, he's brought a hell of a lot of confidence into here, and I think he's taken a big step in his TT career. He might not have, you know, blown the weeds out of the hedges, if that's a saying, but he certainly improved on what he has done before here, and yeah, I think he definitely deserves
and actually, on paper, he was a podium finisher.
On paper today, he's a podium finisher.
Yes. Yeah. Well, in the Super Sport, in Super Twin race, it was a podium finisher. We didn't see him on the podium. He didn't get to pop the champagne. He didn't go in the winners' enclosure because of.
But a third place nonetheless.
But a third place nonetheless.
Yeah.
We can't go review every ride. I'm trying to get something out.
Have a go.
But the way he followed Dunlop over the mountain in that second lap, when
it was on lap record
Dunlop
pace.
passed him, and he went, right, now's my chance. Got the hooks in, and that isn't a free ride. There was no tow rope. He sat behind a hard charging lap record chasing Dunlop, followed him all the way back, learnt a lot, and realised, that's what you need to do to be successful on the Super Twin.
Yeah, he'll have taken a whole load of learnings from that.
My sidecar standout is Paddy Rosney, not because he were riding with my brother, but because he stepped up. He really found himself this TT, twice on the podium, massive achievement.
Yeah.
Well done to that lad.
Good shout. Right.
Sidecar.
It's got to be the Crows on it. It's got to be the Crows. 2 more wins. At the minute, them boys are unstoppable. I'd love to see your brother and Paddy take another step forward and get a bit nearer to them next year. But this year they were unstoppable, weren't they?
That's right.
What a place to finish it off. And all that's left to say, as always, is a massive thank you to the boys behind the camera. I said it a couple of days ago, but the amount of effort that they go to make these, and whether you like the music, whether you think there's too much talking, there's not enough bikes, there's not enough engine sounds, there's too much slow-mo, we don't care, because the effort they put in needs shouting out. Hey, what do you think?
Yeah, fair play.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, the effort that them lads go to every night, 5, 4, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Some bloody late nights to get them videos up in the morning. Because I mean, what time is it now? This is an early one, and it's 9:30 at night. We're filming this outro. We've had 10, 11 o'clock at night finishes. Them boys are in the editing suite till silly o'clock. So fair play.
Show them some love in the comments and let them know how much we appreciate them. That's it. That's right, Adam. You there you go. It's Luke. So thank you, boys. We appreciate being in front of the camera, and we love you being behind the camera. That's it. Tom, it's an absolute pleasure as always to be this side of the camera.
I've loved it.
He's got a tear in his eye.
No, I haven't. Wow, right. Can we go for a drink now?
We can absolutely go for a drink.
Can we get you tipsy?
Boothy.
Let's have a beer.
Let's have a beer. Until next time. Oh, hello.
I
don't. This is
Keep
not how I want.
talking,
This is not how I want to end my TT 2025. So let's let go.
Stop touching each other.
Thank you so much for watching each and every episode of the Daily Roundups. If you've not checked them out, go back and relive some of the best moments from TT 2025. And until TT 26, see you later, Boothy.
Bye.
See you later, Tom.
Rich.
See you guys.